It's October and I've got a great fast walk for abs. No equipment needed, so let's go. All right, killer bees, let's go ahead and get moving and grooving. And that means we're getting started with some arm circles with high knees. You guys, welcome to the workout. I'm Paula B. I'm your best middle-aged fitness friend. And around here, we are all about making peace with your menopausal body by finding a healthy weight and moving in ways that feel like self-love. And today definitely feels like self-love, even though I feel personally a little constrained right now. I don't think you can see her because of the way the camera is set up, but I've got Blossom right at my feet, as she occasionally is, because Rosie is over here in the chair, and as you know, when the cat claims the chair, the dog can't sit in it. It was quite a race for the gray chair today when the sunshine came out, because it comes right in through this window right here, and so they both kind of looked around at each other, and Rosie was the winner today, which she is not often, so I know you don't care. Let's talk about the workout, shall we? I have such a great workout for us today. In spite of being in a very small space, I am super, super excited because you know how much I love to walk. Let's go ahead and do some arm crossers with booty kickers. And if you don't know that, maybe that means you're new. Hi, I'm Paula B. I talk a lot. I have animals. They roam about while we are working out. Sometimes it makes for an interesting workout. Also, I love to walk. So here's what it looks like today. I've got the handy dandy Gym Boss here, set for intervals of 20 seconds. And it's both work and rest today. We're working in inchworm style, which was one of my absolute favorites. They all are. But this one in particular, it's the kind of workout that sort of sneaks up on you. And I love that feeling where you're just cruising along and it feels amazing. And then you're like, oh, hey, I am totally working. That's nice. Let's go ahead and do some welcome to my homes, because welcome to my home where all the animals are just snoozing and encroaching my space. What it means by an inchworm is we're going to do one exercise and then we're going to rest. And then we're going to do two exercises in a row and then we're going to rest. And the rest of the way through my list of exercises, we're doing two in a row. So it's actually, relatively speaking, a long work interval, so I'm going to encourage you. It's going to start off nice and easy and you're going to be like, oh Paula, this is too easy, but then it's a sneaky workout. So we're going to be really aware of our pace, because of course our pace has everything to do with whether or not today is a moderate workout for you. Let's go ahead and get started with our walking interval, because here's the thing about moderation, my friends. You want it. You want moderation in your life. Trust me on this until you see the magic for yourself. I am a moderation convert. I am the girl who loves to exercise. I mean, if you know anything about me, here's 20 seconds of rest. When it beeps again, we're doing walking again, plus we're doing twisting kicks. Today is lots of like twisting, reaching, crunching stuff. We're really focusing on our strong abdominal muscles without getting down on the ground, without any kind of jumping. It's low impact, it's moderate, and yet, here we go with walking, you are going to feel this the exact right amount. Here's the thing about being our age. Here's the thing about being in the middle of this menopause thing. All the things that we used to do, we can totally still do, but our body doesn't love it anymore. Here we go with twisting kicks. Really had to kind of think about what I was doing, getting into that, and let that be your guide for today, my friends. If there's a couple of seconds of transition in between exercises, don't worry about it. I promise you, you're going to feel this work the exact right amount. When it beeps again, we're going to get 20 seconds of rest. And then, okay, so here's the inchworming thing. When it beeps again, we're doing those twisting kicks again, but this time we're pairing it with something I call push, push, crunch, which is kind of what it sounds like. We're going to push to the side, and then swoop on over and crunch, like with a nice big oblique crunch. We're starting with those twisting kicks though. But here's the thing about doing the amount of work that we used to do, that I used to love to do when I was younger. Even, I mean, we're talking like 2 years ago younger, not even like, oh, 20 years ago I could do anything. No, like really just a couple years ago, I was still doing a ton of stuff. Here we go with push, push, and crunch. Push, push, watch out for Blossom, and crunch. Keeping it kind of small here today. Nice small space, still getting the work done. When it beeps again, we're going to get 20 seconds of rest. But the thing that happened, even though I was still enjoying the work, here's 20 seconds of rest, still enjoying the work, still mentally like ready for the game, still bringing my A game every time I exercised, my body didn't love it anymore. When it beeps again, we're doing those push, push, crunch again, pairing it with windmill tap backs. Hands are out wide, feet are out wide, reaching our opposite hand down towards our opposite foot. But we're starting with that push, push, and crunch. Push, push, and squeeze. Really feel your knee coming up as well as your elbows coming down. That crunch in the middle is how we are working our strong, strong abs. So what happened to me personally is that I started, here we go with windmill tap backs. I started gaining weight, not a lot. I mean, if you've been around long enough, you might not have even noticed. It wasn't so much that you could really see it on camera, but boy, did I feel not like myself. And honestly, that was what bothered me way, way more than any number on the scale. I just didn't feel good. Here's 20 seconds of rest. When it beeps again, we're doing those windmill tap backs and pairing it with punch, punch, kick. Not to be confused with the push, push, crunch. Punch, punch, kick. Exactly what it sounds like. It's a punch and a kick. But so not feeling like myself was really unpleasant. And I noticed that the harder I was pushing, here we go with windmill tap backs, the harder I was pushing because I wanted to feel good, because I used to love that endorphin high of so much exercise and I always felt so good afterwards. Yeah, except that afterwards, after working out real hard, I felt terrible because our bodies don't recover the way they used to. And then here we go with punch, punch, and kick. Punch, punch, and kick. Awesome job. I have to think about this, kind of get into the rhythm of it. Really thinking about squeezing your abs as you're pulling that leg up for the kick. It doesn't have to be a strong kick, but think about having strong power from your abs while you're doing it. Here's 20 seconds of rest. Bringing that heart rate down just a little bit is the way to keep today feeling moderate for you. It might mean that you could go faster during the intervals of work. Totally fine with me. Your moderate is your moderate, my friend. Punch, punch, kick first, paired with rainbow kick. So punch, punch, and kick. Rainbow kicks means that our hands are going up overhead like a rainbow, and we're kicking out to the side. Once again, getting that crunch, getting that squeeze, really thinking about engaging our abs, as well as pulling in our core and getting our heart rate up nice and high. And here we go, rainbow kicks. And the thing that changed for me was that I realized as soon as I started, I'm not even gonna say slowing down. Honestly, I don't think my pace is too much slower than it used to be. I still feel energetic, I feel good. For me, what I really needed to change, here's 20 seconds of rest. What I really needed to change was the duration of my workout. I can still bring a level of intensity that feels good, like mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I still feel good about my effort. When it beeps again, we're doing those rainbow kicks paired with double knees. So hands are going over to the side for the rainbow kicks. And then double knees, gonna have hands still up, gonna keep your heart rate up. Hands go up overhead, bringing our hands to our knees and our knee to our hands 2 times in a row on one side and then 2 times in a row on the other. So for me, bringing the intensity down came from duration. Here's our double knees, much more so than trying to take my workouts easy. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, but we're not sitting in a rocking chair here, girls. We're not just sitting around moving slow and doing nothing and lifting nothing and barely moving. Oh, no. There's still plenty of intensity to be had. Here's 20 seconds of rest. Even while you are moderating. Moderate for you is moderate. When it beeps again, doing those double knees again, paired with letter Ks, which means hands are going to be up. We're making the letter K on one side, which isn't that side, but we're making the letter K on one side. Here's double knees on one side, and then we're making the letter K on the other side. You guys, finding moderate has been a skill that has taken me several years at this point. And I know I tell you, oh, just take it moderate, as though that's gonna be some easy thing, as though just following along. Here we go with letter Ks, and not letter K, not letter K. But here's the thing. It might take you a while to figure out what's moderate, especially if you've been exercising really hard for a while. Simply following along with me is not moderate. Like, no matter which way you're coming from, if you've never worked out before at all, here's 20 seconds of rest. If you have never worked out before at all, or if you are, as I now consider myself, a chronic overexerciser, meeting me where I am isn't necessarily your moderate. When it beeps again, we're doing those letter Ks, again, pairing with walking. We're coming back. You've seen it all now at this point. This was the whole, not really circuit, here's our letter Ks, but this was the whole list of exercises. So when it beeps, we're getting a nice walk. You'll probably notice, because it is that point in the workout where it's like, oh, okay, I do feel good. It's about halfway done. I kind of figure out where my groove is, what feels right for me. You might be walking a little bit faster than you were the very first time around, and that's totally okay. Here's what I want you to know. Sometimes in the middle of a workout, it feels so good, and you're like, yeah, I'm moving and I'm grooving, and you accidentally push a little too hard. Still happens to me sometimes, you guys. It's totally okay. Here's 20 seconds of rest. When it beeps again, we're gonna do that walking paired with those twisting kicks again. Figuring out what's moderate means paying attention every single day. I think this is harder for me than pushing hard. When I used to push hard, and I still push hard sometimes, but when I used to push hard, here we go with our walking, all the time, basically almost every single day, I didn't have to think about it. I was just on autopilot. I started working out. I pushed hard. The end. Like, every workout was my top effort. And it wasn't until I started figuring out what moderate is, and when I noticed, here's twisting kicks, when I noticed that at this age, moderate actually changes for me every day. Some days my moderate is like old school, really easy. Some days my moderate is old school pushing. Some days my moderate is somewhere in between. Every single day, I have to bring my mental A game to the workout to make sure I am moderating. That means that I'm paying attention, even though I'm talking a lot. I promise you, I'm listening to my body's signals. I'm thinking, does this hurt? Does this feel like too much? Is my heart rate a little bit high? When it beeps again, we're doing those twisting kicks plus the push, push, crunch. I'm constantly monitoring myself, my mental energy, and my physical energy to make sure that today is gonna feel moderate later. Because right now, in the moment, sometimes it might feel like way too much. Sometimes it feels like not quite enough. Here we go with push, push, and crunch. No matter what it feels like in the moment, what you're aiming for is what it's gonna feel like tomorrow. If you are pushing yourself because you're like, man, this feels so good, let's go with the endorphins. But you kind of know in the back of your head, like, ooh, I'm gonna be sore tomorrow. Here's 20 seconds of rest. Like, this might be too much. Bring it on down. Bring it on down, even though it's the last thing you want to do because you're chasing the endorphins. Girlfriend, I hear you. I hear you. I live this. I know. Bring it on down a little bit. Bring it down so that tomorrow you can feel as good as you do today. When it beeps again, doing that push, push, crunch. I'm scooting over, so I'm ready for it. Push, push, and crunch. We're pairing it with those windmill tap backs. Sometimes that means that you actually can go a little bit harder to still be moderate, and sometimes that means you gotta bring it way, way down. Your body is sending you every single signal you need. Here's windmill tap backs. I don't know why I was calling those windmill. Windmill tap backs. Your body has all the information you need if you're listening. I don't like to listen to my body sometimes, right? I know, but your body is gonna win. Between your brain and your body for this sort of thing, your body is gonna send out inflammation, it's gonna send out soreness, it's gonna send out pre-injury signals. Your body is going to win between moderating and not moderating. You guys, when it beeps again, doing windmill tap backs, and we're pairing it with punch, punch, kick this time. Again, not to be confused with push, push, crunch. Thinking about punching and kicking. Really pulling in your core, squeezing from your abs as we reach down and across your body. Always thinking about good form, even when we're moving fast. Maybe even especially when we're moving fast. Punch, punch, and kick. Awesome job. Whew, doggies, my friends. You are doing a very good job of moderating so that you can be moderate. And here's the thing, thing, your body will absolutely respond when you find your moderate. Here's 20 seconds of rest. Here's the thing that happened to me when I finally was able to rein it in and not push myself every single workout, every single time. I lost the weight. I had only gained a couple of pounds. Again, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to pretend like I was it took me months, well actually it did take me months. Here we go with punch, kick. It took me months for other reasons though. It wasn't that I had a lot to lose. I had a lot of mental drama about moderation. I had a lot of mental drama about being a girl who pushes differently than I used to push. I had a lot of mental drama. By the way, when it beeps again, we're doing rainbow kicks. I had a lot of mental drama. I mean, I could just finish the sentence there. I had a lot of mental drama about lots of things, about whether or not I could get back down to the weight where I felt like myself, whether or not I deserved to be that weight again, whether or not I could be a person who didn't push herself as hard as she used to. 20 seconds of rest. And here's what I have learned. Moderating is harder than pushing. Hands down, this is the hardest, this meaning like this year, this last couple of years, this is the hardest I have ever worked for my fitness. When it beeps again, we're doing rainbow kicks paired with those double knees. And it doesn't look the way sometimes I used to think, or maybe you think hard looks. Hard comes in a lot of different packages, my friends. Mentally difficult, thank goodness I have years of developing that skill. When it beeps again, here's double knees, 2 knees on one side, 2 knees on the other. And truly that is where I'm kind of grateful that I was an over-exerciser, that I was an endurance athlete, somebody who is used to pushing myself beyond my comfort zone. Because my comfort zone became that push. Here's 20 seconds of rest. But now that I'm pushing myself to really love myself, to feel my absolute best every day by doing less, it's a different kind of push. It's a different kind of satisfaction. When it beeps again, we're doing those double knees again for the last time. Yeah, pairing them with letter K's. Whew. Doggies. Did it sneak up on you? Did it inchworm up on you, my friends? It's why I love an inchworm workout. We get rest and I'm thinking, oh, I'm resting. Here we go with letter K's. And not letter K. I keep saying letter K, but I automatically, I'm sure you noticed, I automatically start with my right side because it's my easier side. I'm incredibly right dominant, even after all these years of working on my left side first, which I'm going to do for, not this next exercise. Here's 20 seconds of rest. We're doing those letter K's one more time, and then we're gonna get 20 seconds of rest. And I'm just telling you right now, we're done, but we're not quite finished after these letter K's, because of course I have some balance work for us, my friends. The thing that is actually even harder for me, here we go, with letter K's and not letter K's. It's just 20 seconds. We're bringing our heart rate down a little bit. Like I said, I'm giving us 20 more seconds of rest because we're moving into balance work. The thing that is even harder for me than moderating, maybe not harder, that's as hard for me as moderating, is doing stuff like this that's so good for me, but so hard for me. Balance work, after years of practice, still not easy. We're gonna do super slow sprinters, starting for me on my left leg. Super slow sprinters means your opposite elbow towards your opposite knee, crunching in the middle, really squeezing. Actually trying to crunch all the way and then extend out. Same arm, same leg, extend out all the way. Crunch, 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 and extend all the way out. Bring that balance work all the way up into your core. Your core is pulled in tight, and we're crunching from our abs. We're all about the middle today. When it beeps, we're gonna do this exact same thing on the other side. Elbow to knee, full extension. The next time it beeps, last time it's gonna beep. Think about your core, think about your balance, think about your moderate. Think about what you want for yourself in the long term. You guys, delayed gratification, one of the hardest skills we teach young people, whether it's your kids, your grandkids, your neighbors, whoever it is. I mean, I've been a preschool teacher. I know a little something about teaching delayed gratification, and I still need to learn it for myself sometimes. But the gratification comes not during the moderate, but afterwards. Afterwards, when you have enough energy to go on about your day, to do your chores, to do your work, to live your life, to take care of other people like we do, to do all the things that you want to do, and give yourself the gift of getting your weight loss results. You guys, that's hard. It's much harder than pushing hard. It's moderate. I had so much fun today. I really got up on my soapbox today. Did you enjoy that? I know some of you pressed the mute button as soon as you turned it on and you've had music on. Good for you. Let's go ahead and open it up. I like listening to music too, my friends. And then close it up. Give yourself a big hug and a pat on your sweaty back because you did a great, great job today. Even if you find out tomorrow that it was too much, that's how we learn. That's exactly how we learn. Finding your moderate is a skill that might take some time. And it might be a skill that you work on essentially forever. I've come to the conclusion that I'm still working on it, even after all this time. You guys, thank you so much for working out with me. Make sure that you subscribe before you go, and I'll see you tomorrow.